Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay.
Welcome back, everyone, to this Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Really feeling the intro that time.
Right? I was just getting into the mood. Welcome back. It is Deanna.
Celeste. I'm here.
And Azza here.
As dog.
As dog.
As a Kadaz.
As a Kadaza.
Azza.
Also known as Darren Collins.
Yes.
Yeah, my alias. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, two brunettes and a gay. Welcome back to our Tuesday show. We have a special guest coming up for you later in the show, Dave Court, as part of the lab at Illuminate. But first, before we get to that, Celeste, how was your week?
My week has been not too bad. I'm busy prepping for a trip to the QLD this weekend.
Q, the L to the D.
The Q, the L to the D.
Where are you going in Queensland?
Well, actually, my husband Jake, his work is based up there, so we're headed up there for his for a work function for him.
Fabulous.
I won't be at the work function because it's
What?
I don't work for him.
What? My partner's not invited to the work
Well,
function.
no, we have a family day on Saturday, so that I will go to. But you know,
What's the family day? What does that entail?
I believe it's like a lunch on the beach this time.
Stop
Divine.
it.
And
Yes.
Queensland are having a huge heat wave at the moment,
Well, I think it's over by the time I get there because I checked and it's going to be down to about 19, so warmer than here, but not what it was.
Oh, yeah, no, because it was up at like 25, 27 last week.
But you know, should be beautiful. What about you, Aaron? How's your week?
Fabulous. Well, my week's been all right. It's been pretty productive. I've been rehearsing like non-stop for this new Elton John show that I'm doing. Elton John orchestrated 2nd of September this year at the Festival Theatre. Tickets are on sale now through Ticket Tech.
And what will everyone see you doing on stage?
Oh, well, that's a bit of a surprise. The set list is definitely a big surprise. But no, it's going to be fabulous. Deanna,
Yes.
I've heard you've had a bit of a car situation going on. Do tell.
Look, I mean, we found ourselves. I mean, when I say we because Celeste works with me, but she actually wasn't at work this day. She was working from home.
Oh,
But last
the benefits
week,
of working from home.
I know.
benefits
It was the one day that I do work from home.
yes. Look, it's been a good week otherwise, but last week on Thursday, I found myself in a bit of a shitty situation at work. As we mentioned before the break, before Aaron looks like he's about to spit his water all over his microphone, actually.
Keep it
You're
together,
right there,
Aaron. Keep it together.
I just worried that you could hear me slurping that water back. Sorry about that.
Delicious.
My bottle makes some
Yeah, thanks
odd
for
noises.
that. Just
yeah.
ruined my intro. That's no problem.
Yeah, we can cut that.
So,
It's fine.
Deanna, you were up to your knees in shit. Tell us about it.
Not quite. But it would be better for the story if I was. No, not quite. Look, I got into my business is on Gillis Street, right? Got into work on Thursday last week. It was about 10 o'clock in the morning. And went to the bathroom and I noticed that when I flushed the toilet, you know when the bowl does that thing where the water starts going almost all the way to the top?
I get anxiety
And
when
you're
that
like,
happens.
yeah, right. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, this is like something's going on here, right? Didn't think to check the other toilet though, which I usually would be on top of, but I think I was just like, oh, okay. Well, it was that, you know, that day, Thursday last week, it was like bucketing with rain.
Torrential
Yeah,
downpours.
it was like full on. We'd had a lot of rain overnight. It was still going during the day.
But toilets weren't at the top of your mind.
They weren't at the... No.
No.
I didn't wake up thinking about the toilets.
Which is odd because they usually are.
Yeah, it's usually the first thing I meditate on. But I did. I didn't this time. And so I thought, oh, I've got to keep an eye on that. Maybe I'll reach out to, like, if it happens again, reach out to the landlords, you know, the agent, let them know. Anyway, went upstairs. And when I went upstairs, one of the other team members came in and she said to me, the toilets are doing XYZ. And I was like, yeah, I know about it. And she goes, well, I checked both of them and they're both doing it. And I was like, All right, good lady. Checked both of them. Hours later, we both came out. We both went into like a lesson because we teach people how to sing. We went into the lesson. We both were in for an hour. An hour later, came out, went to the bathrooms again, and as I walked into the ladies' room, squidge.
No.
And the floor was like, a couple of, maybe like 1.5 millimeters with water all over it, and it was like brown murky stuff on the floor. It was delicious. And so then I thought, okay, well, can't use the ladies' toilets. Hang on, maybe I'll just use the male toilets. So walk down the hallway, and as I'm approaching the male toilets, I'm walking on the carpet, squidge again.
No.
That one had overflowed all the way into the hallway, and so now half the building smelled like shit.
Oh,
Which is different because...
Well,
that's actually a usual Tuesday for us, not a Thursday.
yeah, that's right. So I was like, okay, this is a problem. Call up the agents, let them know they're sending a plumber out. The other team member goes outside to grab a coffee, and then she comes running back in, and she's like, actually, there's a sewage thing that has burst just down the road from us, and there's toilet paper and waste going onto the street.
Get out.
Right?
Nice.
So it was a real shit show.
Yep.
We're not lying, literal about that. Anyway, SA Water, had to call them up. They came out right away. They were really good. But in the meantime, we had, 4 people working in the office, plus by the time it got fixed, probably about 30 customers that had come through the door in those few hours as well.
And to clarify, we're talking the employees are all female, so it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, there's
to
no
go to the
urinals.
bathroom.
Yeah, it wasn't like a, let's just go take it in turns around the back kind of situation.
No.
Especially because in the back car park there is construction right now, so there would have been quite a show that we put on if we did that.
Yes.
So we didn't do that. But our neighbour very generously, who for some reason wasn't affected, let us use his toilet, right? Which was super nice. And he's like, even the customers, just let them know, knock on my door, I'll let them straight through, which was awesome.
That's good.
And I was fine with that. But not everybody was okay with this, right? And so it got me thinking 2 things. Firstly, if a stranger knocked on your door to use your toilet, would you let them? Number 1. And number 2, and this is a big one because I know a few people who are like this. Literally number 2. I know a few people who are like this. Would you do a number 2 in a stranger's toilet?
Oh, this is a debate. That's a debate.
It is a debate, right?
I know a lot of people that get up in arms about that.
Would you let a stranger use your toilet if they knocked on your door?
At the office, absolutely. In my house, I don't know, probably if they seemed like a genuine kind of I'm so sorry I'm in a situation type person. And maybe if I wasn't home by myself, then I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'd assess the situation.
All right.
What about you?
The risk. Well, my motto is me casa, poo casa. So, anyone from any age, come on into my toilet. There are some rules and stipulations around you coming into my toilet to poo, right?
What is it?
We've only got one toilet. So the first rule is that I can't need to do a number 2 or I can't have eaten a curry just before they've come round.
Do you eat curry?
I love curry. I love a good curry.
But you don't like Chinese food?
No, I don't
What
like
is wrong with
Chinese
you?
food. Look, I'm a walking question mark.
Okay, right.
But yeah, so there's that, but also the fact that, they have to make sure that, they put toilet paper down before they poo, so I don't hear the plopping.
Turn the tap on.
I would get them to turn their Spotify on, so I didn't hear any of the bowel movements, or I just hear vowel movements, not bowel movements. And and number 3, they need to make sure they spray and scrub.
Yeah,
I can't stress that enough. I can't stress that enough.
So do you have a laminated list on the back of the toilet door for visitors?
Absolutely is a laminated list.
And this is for visitors or this is for strangers off the street?
Look,
because we can start sending
strangers, visitors, neighbours.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right, we'll drive down. Your house is not far from work. It's 5 minutes away. Next time I need it, I'll come
totally.
on your door.
You could do a number 2 in my toilet, Deanna.
Oh, well,
That's a sign of a good friendship.
That is a sign. That is.
Well, Aaron's house isn't that far from the office. You should have just driven down to his.
That's what I just said.
That's
yeah,
right.
next time I'll just come down to Aaron's. All right, number 2, Celeste. Are you a yes for a number 2, you got to go, or are you a no, I'll hold that shit?
Aaron and I just discussed this.
Yeah.
I am, it's not a preference, but I will do it if necessary. So I will go to the bathroom if I absolutely have to, because, you know, like, what if you're far away from home? Sometimes you just can't help yourself. You just gave a brilliant little...
I have to shout out to my PT today because I posed this question to him during my PT session. And he told me, he said, look, it's my preference, but it's not a policy.
Yeah, see, I like that. Preference, not a policy. It's my preference to go at home.
It's the way to live.
Yeah.
Being a preference, not a policy.
Yeah.
Oh, I absolutely couldn't care less.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, like, obviously, as long as it's not like a disgusting public toilet where you're just like, I wouldn't go in there, period. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm either not going to go in there at all, or you're just going to use it for what you need to use it for.
I don't know if you girls have this, but sometimes when I go to a public toilet, especially in a pub or something like that, or a restaurant, sometimes I don't know what it is, but for the male toilets, they've removed the seat. So you can't even sit down.
Oh, yeah, because then it's...
that might be like a clean thing.
Yeah, cleaning.
It's disgusting. I'm not going to sit on that silver bowl.
Yeah, you'd have to
get
just make sure that
frostbite.
you work on your quads so you can just hover.
something.
You need to do the squat.
Yeah.
Welcome to a ladies' world.
You know, I have a friend who used to go to university at Mawson Lakes and live all the way at Athelston, and whenever they needed to go number 2, would drive all the way back home to do a number 2 and drive all the way back to university.
That's commitment.
That is commitment.
That sounds like my husband.
There you
My
go.
husband would totally
we
do
put
that.
this out to a poll and we got a few results.
Surprising,
we did.
actually, with the results.
Yeah, okay, what do
Yeah.
we have?
Okay, so we put it out to our listeners, and 29% said, hell no, hold your shit. And 71% said, yep, when you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah, see, there you go.
So,
Deanna has this one.
I do have this one.
indeed.
Interesting. Well, that is our shit story for today. We promise you the stories get better than that. So please stay listening.
Our car show.
Our car show. Well, I hope you didn't go too far because we are back already. And we are back with an interview with the fabulous Dave Court, who is here to talk to us as part of Illuminate, the festival that's coming up in Adelaide very soon. Now, if you don't know who Dave Court is, he is a multidisciplinary artist working in the areas of painting, sculpture and installation, based in Tandanya, Adelaide, Australia. Welcome to the show, Dave. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Hello. Thanks for having me. How are you guys?
We are good, thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, very good. Had a good day in the studio today.
Excellent. How are the preps for Illuminate going?
Yeah, excellent. I've got a big mess spread out all over the studio. People have been in and out making costumes, building props. It's been chaos, but it's nice.
Now, Dave, we have checked you out and you do a number of fabulous things. So we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock. Can you please give us your elevator pitch so that our listeners know all about you?
Okay, so this is, we're doing a show, The Bass Bridge, which is a performance art collective of somewhere between 10 and 20 artists, and Slow Mango, which is a band based in Adelaide. They're putting on a show next week. It's a kind of narrative, abstract, chaotic mix of insane costuming, art, digital art, interactive, some pre-recorded, some performed, dance, interpretive, interactive, all sorts of different things on a magical musical journey.
Nice.
Fabulous.
Well done. Wow, that sounds very, very interesting. So where did you come up with the inspiration for this? Was it yourself? Was it a collaboration of people? How did it all come together?
Yeah, so these shows are all extremely collaborative. Like the Bass Bridge has been around since 2015 now. So there's a whole heap of us and we work on lots of different types of projects together. All of us are kind of full-time working artists
That's
who have
amazing.
each of our own practices, and we come together to make these things collaboratively.
Oh, wow, that sounds amazing.
Do you have a favourite area of art? Is there something that you just love to do?
I guess painting is my background basis, but I like doing all the different stuff. Like I like having the variety.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably good to change it up.
Very good.
Yeah, keep it fresh.
All right, Dave. Now, we have a little segment we like to do with our guests on the show, which is rapid fire questions, where we like to ask you a series of random questions so that we can get to know you as a person and as an artist as well. So we're going to put a minute on the clock, and Celeste and Aaron are going to ask you some of the most random questions we can possibly find. Are you up to the challenge?
All right, I think I'm ready.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. Time starts now.
What was the last song you listened to?
The last song I listened to, I honestly don't know. I paused it just before. It was Jamie XX.
Oh, good song.
Last Google search.
Remy from Ratatouille free 3D model.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Who do you text the most?
Who do I text the most? My girlfriend.
Ooh. Red wine or white wine?
Red wine.
What did you have for breakfast?
A banana and a coffee and a mandarin at my desk.
Fruity. What's your best one-worded insult? It's a tough one.
Boring.
Boring.
Oh, I like it.
love it.
Yeah.
I love
Don't
it.
call Aaron that.
Oh, shut up. What's your Hogwarts house?
My Hogwarts house. I think I would boycott all the houses and make my own.
Oh,
I like it.
Love it.
Do your own thing. Go out on your own. We like that,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah.
Time is up. Thank you so much.
Woo!
Welcome back to the show. We had a tragic loss of 5 lives earlier this week. And we were looking at the story, obviously, much like many of you, just thinking, wow, this has so many incredible points to it, incredible elements to it. And if you missed it, which I'm sure many of you know exactly what we're talking about, earlier in the week, or earlier last week, really, there was a catastrophic implosion of a submarine, a little small submarine that was going to visit the wreck of the Titanic, unfortunately, and the implosion caused the loss of 5 lives. 5 very interesting, high-profile, very accomplished people who died doing something that they love. So,
Do they love going to the Titanic?
well, I think that they love adventure. I mean, you've got to assume that if you're going to do something at that capacity and pay the cost associated with it, adventure is something that you are down for.
Very high on the priority list.
That's right. So, you're talking about it earlier this week because, let's be honest, it's been on everyone's minds and everyone's been thinking about it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of a conversation about it.
There's been a lot of conversation. We asked ourselves the question, what luxury activity would you spend $250,000 on, okay?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Now, we wanted to create some bounds. I wanted to create some bounds around this question because, let's be honest, I know that you both want to act like you're just so lovely, such lovely people, and you're going to say, I'll give it to my family. Lies. Right?
No, I'm just kidding.
Deanna will say, I'll donate it to charity. No.
Donate
okay?
it
Well, I wouldn't actually donate it to
Donate it to the
charity.
pigs.
I would do something much more strategic with it, but that's
Okay.
anyway.
We've got some bounds surrounding this question.
Okay.
First, you
Line it
can't
up.
give it to charity, you can't give it to family, and you can't use it to invest. And the experience in which you are paying the $250,000 for cannot be longer than 6 months in length. So, if you were to spend $250,000 on a luxury experience, what would you do? Deanna?
Oh, I'm going first.
Ladies first.
All right. Well, look, okay. I had to think about this one, right? Because obviously that was the biggest topic of conversation with this.
Everyone's been talking
everyone's
about
like,
it. Would you have spent that?
$250,000 to go down in the submarine and see the Titanic? And I think, I guess firstly, at a certain point when you just have so much money, you don't know what to do with it. Potentially, maybe you just look for really out there things to do. Or maybe you just really like going at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the bottom of the ocean, though, so I can't say I would do the submarine thing. Like, if there's one thing, you know how, like, you see people on TV and they're in those, like, the cages on the sides of the boat to see sharks? No way.
Your type of Shark Tank is the TV show about business.
100%. I am, like, if you know me, I'm actually all for adventure. I'm a very adventurous person. I love spontaneity. I love trying new things. But I have a thing about the ocean. Like, I don't mind going on boats and things like that. I'll go on cruises. I'll go, water sports, all the rest of it. But then, snorkeling, okay, maybe a little bit of snorkeling, but diving, no. So anyway, I thought about this long and hard, as you can see.
You've really considered all your elements,
I have
haven't
considered
you?
all of the
I just
elements.
like that you've admitted you're into water sports.
I love water sports. Why?
He's going in a different direction with this.
Oh, God. Get your head in the game, Aaron. We've got $250,000 to spend here. This is no matter. So if I can't do all the things, I would probably go to Necker Island.
What?
That's Richard Branson's island, right?
What's it called?
Necker Island.
Necker Island.
Yeah, I did look it up,
Never
though.
heard
Not to be confused with Mecca
don't
Island,
know
where
what
you
Necker
shop for your
Island is?
That's what I was
skincare
thinking.
products.
It sounds
Aaron.
like Mecca Island. Yeah.
Not quite.
Necker Island. Richard Branson's private island.
Necker? I hardly know it.
Where you can pay to stay there.
Right.
It's quite considerable. You can actually hire out the whole island. I did look it up, and I think it was about £145,000 or
Right.
something like that.
Jeez.
So I
So
think it's
nearly
around budget.
100,000,
Yeah, I think
to
it's around
spend
budget.
top of
So, or maybe it's US dollars. I don't know. Then I'd be under budget. Because, I mean, are we talking in Australian currency? There's so many questions to be asked here.
Too many variables.
So that could be cool.
One day we will get to what you will actually do with the $250,000.
Well, I just said I'd go to Necker Island. Maybe I'd hang out with Richard Branson if I could pay for that experience.
Is
I
he
might
on
do
the
that.
island frequently?
He lives there.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
I thought he just frequented the island. I know he owns it, but I thought he just frequented
No,
it.
he lives there. He lives there. And
okay.
so you can, like, occasionally he opens it up for things where you can, like, associate with him.
Yeah.
And apparently there's just many stories of people who are staying there, and if he's there and he's around, he just has a chat and says hello.
That's lovely.
I know,
Nice.
right?
Nice.
Lovely man.
So he called it Necker Island because he obviously couldn't call it the Virgin Island.
Well,
Yeah,
it's already that was already taken.
Sorry.
Already
taken,
taken.
damn it.
But I
Somebody
actually
sold
don't
his
know if he
brand.
named it Necker Island or if it was just called Necker Island when he bought it. Aren't the islands already named?
Well,
don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
that's another
we can look into
conversation
that for
altogether,
everybody.
I think.
Or the other alternative was I would, like, if I could, use it over 6 months, I'd just go to every tropical country around the world. Like, I just want to go everywhere that's hot and tropical and just avoid, like, winter altogether.
Sounds amazing.
That would be wicked.
That sounds
you,
good.
Aaron?
That sounds. Yeah, I'm not really. You know me. I'm not into extreme sports. I'm more.
You don't even like to drive.
I don't. It's so true.
Extreme
We
sports.
were just talking about that to people out there listening. We were talking about that before the show because
Yes.
I've got to drive to Bridgewater tomorrow. I'm even scared of doing that.
Legit,
You're not driving, you're
guys.
getting dropped off.
Like,
Exactly.
Legit to everybody
Thanks, Mark.
listening, like, getting in the car with Aaron is like getting in the car with your grandma.
Oh,
I actually,
yeah.
hand on my heart, in the 15 years that we've worked together, I don't think you've ever driven me anywhere.
No,
I don't think
be
I've ever
thankful for
been
that.
in the car with you driving.
Be thankful for that, Celeste. I'm
And
an
I-
anxious driver.
Oh, I love this. This is a great story. Actually, Aaron's old car was a blue Astra,
Astra.
and it was held together at the front with a coat hanger. And it was just his baby.
Lasted me about 7 years, that coat.
And since then, you haven't bought a car, right?
No. I just, have
Moved close to the city and
to
Ubered and
just
never looked
Uber
back.
now, which thank God. So yes, as you can tell, I'm not into extreme sports or anything like that. I don't like things like hitchhiking, backpacking, all that kind of stuff. I am that kind of person.
Hitchhiking.
Well, I don't know why I said hitchhiking.
I just registered you don't like hitchhiking. Do many people?
I've done that a couple
Is
of
that
times.
an extreme sport?
Well,
See if you make it.
oh Jesus!
Dodge
this is just going downhill.
Dodge the mass murderer.
I've done
Anyway.
the mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the mathematics, right? So I could either buy 12,500 bottles of my favourite bubbles.
12,500 bottles of your favourite champagne. Okay.
Or I was thinking this is a bit more interesting. I could team my two loves together, champagne and Madonna. So what I would do, if I got the $250 now, I would book in a ticket to every single one of Madonna's celebration shows this year.
Ooh.
So there's about 80 or 90 shows, right?
Yes.
And I would team it around doing little winery tours where I can. So Italy, Spain, France. And then, with the rest of the money, I'd just, probably just buy the wine at the winery.
You know what I was thinking?
Would
when
there
you
be
were
leftover
saying that?
money?
Well, because I'm flying first class, probably not.
What I was thinking as you were saying that, though, with $250,000, you could probably pay for a private experience to have a champagne with Madonna.
Oh, I don't think she's that cheap.
You reckon she'd be
I
more
reckon
than
she'd be
that?
more than that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
But
no,
for
she definitely
you,
would
if
be.
she met you, she'd do it for free.
Oh, but for me, it's like I don't want to meet Madonna. Because I think
you don't want to be
You
ruined.
don't want it to be ruined.
I never want to meet my heroes. So let me
Yeah,
just
I know, 'cause
experience the
sometimes-
fantasy from a distance and enjoy the concerts and the wine tours, but I never want to meet her.
Yeah, got it.
Love you,
Right.
Madonna, but don't want to meet you.
Okay.
Celeste.
So, Celeste, what about you?
Look, if I had to, my automatic reaction would be to do what you said, Deanna, which is like, the tropical holidays or whatever the case is and just travel for the 6 months. But I feel like that's just kind of a really common answer. So
Yeah.
if I thought about it and I thought, what's something a little bit more out there?
Yeah.
One of them would actually be to probably pay for an experience with like my biggest hero or inspiration.
Oh, you want to meet them, okay?
Yes, well, I'd be interested to, and I think it's different if you were paying to meet them. I think they're going to be nice.
Yeah.
Like, I think if I was paying $250,000 to meet Lady Gaga, like, she's going to be like, "Hello, how are you?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm paying for her to be there, as opposed to like walking past her on the street and stopping her on her day.
True.
So there's that, and then I thought, wouldn't it be cool to book a first class flight on all of the different airlines and just experience all of the different airlines?
That sounds amazing.
Because
Well, what about the countries attached to them?
well, if I've got $250,000 to spend on a luxury experience, and I've probably got plenty of time and plenty of money to spend in the countries, but we're talking about experiences, so it would probably be try all the first class suites.
Yeah, I like it.
I see so
sounds
many
amazing.
TikTok videos of people traveling in the first class suites on all the different airlines and trying the food and ordering this and having the bed made for them and a private shower, and while the rest of us are in cattle class. And I'm like, you know what? That wouldn't be a bad time.
What about space? Would you fly to space?
I wouldn't do space, and
Wouldn't do
we
space?
talked about this. I wouldn't do space, and I wouldn't do Antarctica. Not into the cold. Like, I can't deal with Adelaide's cold. I would not go.
Yep.
Would not go do Antarctica.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind doing maybe like something to do with the pyramids.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cute.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
that'd be kind
I
of
like
cool.
it. Yeah.
But yeah,
I like it.
There you go. There you have
Good
it.
experiences there. So if we make $250,000 each, then we're going to have a great time the rest of this year.
Well, yeah, we probably have some other priorities first.
True.
Yeah, we probably might need to make a few $250,000.
Well, David alone cost $245,000 every
Yeah, I
year.
know.
once we
So-
pay David's fees, we'll be left with a dinner.
That's right.
And Aaron, we might spring for one of your bottles of champagne.
Oh, just one cheeky bottle.
We actually have a very special shit advice for you this week. And we actually didn't do shit advice last week. We thought, you know what, we've been doing it a lot, like, let's
Yep.
give it a break. And boy, did we get some flatback. Is that the word for it?
A few
Clap
boxes.
back.
Flatback.
Feedback.
What's the word?
Flatback
Feedback.
boxes.
Yeah, what's that? What's it when you clap
Clap back.
Clap back.
When people clap back at you, it's like they like answer
Yeah,
back.
We've got some
Slap
feet.
back.
We've got
We didn't get any flapback though, because I don't know what that
Did we get a
is.
flapjack?
flatback
don't know.
boxes.
We didn't get any flapjacks.
Can you get flapjacks in
We didn't get
Australia?
any flapbacks. We did get
I
shit
love
in the
that about
hallway.
you. You always get it wrong.
I
I
know.
love it. I love
You
If
know
it.
what
we
I mean.
edited down all of Deanna's mistakes, I feel like it would be the best reel we've ever made.
Best and the
Yeah.
best podcast.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably what they're going to do on my birthday next year too.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Ah,
Yeah,
we
that's
got we got some people reach out and say, what happened to shit advice?
Car advice.
So what happened to Kaka advice? I don't know. Like, that was my favourite segment. You just you ruined my
We
life.
didn't realise everyone enjoyed it so much.
I know. We thought everyone, like, because no one ever said anything, because no one ever sent any questions. But then, we got sent a question.
Bum, bum, bum.
And we
First.
thought, well, this is a Two Brunettes and a Gay first. It's not just from the webs of Reddit now.
No.
It's actually from a person.
In real life.
So shit doctors, shit Celeste and shit Aaron, are you ready for your first real life shit advice question ever?
Extremely high pressure situation because it's not a hypothetical anymore. Like someone's actually looking to us to give them advice.
But
And
it's okay
bad
because it's
advice.
shit advice, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
I know. But I'm always torn between giving truthful advice and giving shit advice. I'll see how I feel once I hear the question.
All right, here goes. I've been single for quite a few years now. And of course, I've been looking for a man, and finally, I found one that I really, really like.
Fabulous.
We have a great time together. We get on so well, and he treats me amazingly. A few weeks ago, we finally got intimate. But, unfortunately,
Oh, no.
what I was revealed is a very small package.
Oh, no.
What do I do? Oh, no. Dun, dun, dun. Celeste, what would you do?
Okay,
What
so the
advice are you
question
gonna
is,
give?
what does this person do? And we can't assume it's male or female. What does this person do now that they've realised that they're feeling a little let down
They're,
in the
they're feeling
downstairs area?
a little deflated.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one
Because
because
they really like... I think it's a female and I think it's a male that we're referring to. So let's just say hypothetically we are.
And we're trusting that this is...
it's a male that we're referring to.
it could be a grower, not a shower, but no, obviously not.
I think he's just a not goer.
He's a not goer. He's a no goer.
He's a no goer.
Okay. My shit advice. Look, I feel like, you know what? That's a tough one because it is an important part of a relationship.
Well, it depends on the person, but yeah.
And if you're feeling extremely let down in that area, then that might affect the way that you see the person and the way that you feel about the person moving forward. I would say give it another go.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's just not happening for you, maybe it isn't going to last. So end it before it goes too far emotionally.
If it doesn't last, then it probably won't last.
That's my nicest way to put
Or
it.
if it doesn't hit the spot, it definitely won't hit the spot long term.
No.
Oh, look.
Aaron's lost it.
This is the story of my 20s.
Really?
Yeah. No, I dated a few men that had, you know...
Do you think it's just because it's cold in Adelaide?
We have a shrinkage issue going
Yeah.
on. No, it
Tell
is...
her to wait till summer.
It is... Iron out all the kinks. So... I think the thing is here. I think now, if it's an issue now, you need to get rid of him.
Oh, that's harsh.
Because there's other ways to enjoy intimacy, but if that's the one thing that you want to enjoy the intimacy, then that's never going to change, unless you go on one of those, you know, the websites that sell the thingy enlarges.
The thingy enlarges.
Is that a website
ring-a-ding
you visited,
enlarges.
Aaron?
A couple of times.
Can you recommend some shit advice, shit websites to?
I'll send you the Hotmail links.
Go on to our social media, Two Brunettes and a Gay, and Aaron will DM you the websites.
DM you the D's.
Yes. All right. So you're saying run for the hills.
Run for the hills.
Right.
Run for the hills. Size matters.
I said give it one more go, and if it's just not happening, like if it's just not a connection there, then before the emotional feelings grow too much, cut it.
Yes.
But shit, doctors, look, I'm going to throw a spanner in the works on this one because
How big's the spanner?
It's bigger than the one we're talking about.
Use it as a measuring tool.
But that's a good
right.
question too, because that's subjective. The size is subjective.
It is subjective, absolutely. And I do remember reading an article lately which said that, most women don't actually experience pleasure from that anyway. And they experience it, it's about 80% of women. There's only a very small percentage who can. So with that being said, potentially... Is there too much focus in society being put on this?
To having the BDE.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What?
The BDE.
The BDE.
We'll tell you about it.
We'll tell you about
Yeah,
it in the
okay.
break. Yeah.
Deanna's not good with popular culture or acronyms.
It's an energy.
Clearly been living under a rock.
Yes, I have been, right? So,
You're saying that maybe she just needs to get past it and be like, you're attached to it because it's what society tells you that you should want or that you should need, and it's not.
I am 100% saying just check in and see if it's because of a preconceived notion that this is it, or if it's just not a vibe.
From our understanding, she did check in.
Well, she tried. She needed a magnifying glass by the sounds of things.
She checked out.
That poor
Send
guy,
us
though.
your shit advice questions. Thank you so much to whoever sent that in. We love having live questions.
We do. David's loved it too tonight.
David's been losing his marbles.
Totally up his alley talking about BDE. So much for... Have you met us, David? We're not tasteful.
If you're listening to this and you're thinking, you know what, that was some good advice. Somebody sent them a question. I want to send them a question. How do I do that? You head to Facebook or Instagram. You follow 2 Brunettes and a Gay, and you just slide into our DMs. Just slide right in.
Or
if
if you would prefer to remain somewhat anonymous, you can send us an email.
you could send us an email, hello@2brunettesandagay.com, but we would still get the person's email.
Yeah, but they might send it. They might send it from like one of those like strawberry cheesecake at hotmail.com.
Was that your Hotmail?
How did you know?
Oh my
Yes,
God.
it was.
Mine was rock_God.
I had that email of yours. Oh my God.
How hilarious.
I
Was it
remember
really?
that. I was
Yeah.
strawberry cheesecake.
Strawberry cheesecake.
And then I'll do you one better, and all the Italians listening will love this one. That was my email in primary school. When I went to high school, it was pure_wogchick01.
That's how young you are too. You had an email in primary school.
I know.
Wow.
I don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure you were like Bella Mafia or something.
Yeah, I think I was not. Let's just not go there, really. Let's just pretend that it never happened.
That's a whole segment. We need
But
to go
look,
through our old
the point
emails.
is that if you do want to remain anonymous, regardless of if you send us the message, we're not going to say your name on air anyway. We won't do that. It's between us. It's friend of a friend situation. We got your back. If you want some shit advice, let us know.
Yeah.
All right, we got more coming up for you in a few minutes' time. So make sure that you stay listening, and we'll be back with more 2 Brunettes and a Gay. It's the end of the show already, team.
Oh, it
Can you
flies.
believe it?
Jeepers.
How time flies when you're having way too much fun.
Oh, is that what you call it?
How time flies when you're waiting to hurry up and get away from these two. That's more like it.
Right back at you.
Nah, just kidding. We love each other sometimes. So, this part of the show was a big hit last week. We did get a bit of flap back, which we should have Googled whether or not that's a. I'm going to Google if that's a word.
Did you say
right?
flap back now?
That's what she said the first time, and we said it wasn't a word.
I thought you said flat back.
No, we
Like
got
a box.
flap back. I think she meant we got flack. We got clap back. I don't know if we got flat backs.
Look, we got something.
We got flat packs. We unpacked furniture.
We got flapjacks. Oh, I want flapjacks.
Oh,
Vegan ones.
jeepers. How is it only Tuesday?
I don't know. But look, we were going to do Tuesday takeaways, but in my running order, Celeste has written Tuesday tailaways.
Oh.
Tail away.
So I don't know what a Tuesday tailaway is. Look, it was a hit segment last week. Tuesday takeaways was a hit segment last week where we talked about our biggest takeaways from the week. Yeah. Our final thoughts from the show, the wisdom we want to share with the audience. You know, because we're actually quite deep here at 2 Brunettes and a Gay. Unlike the...
David, press the cancel button.
I was about to say a good joke too.
You know what I'd really like to do? I'd really like to do a poll on our Instagram that if you could evict one member of 2 Brunettes and a Gay from the show, who would you get rid of? And I'd really love to see the results of that, because I'd love to know which one of us you find most annoying.
It's me. It's definitely me. This has always been me my whole life, but it doesn't matter. I'm here and I got the microphone, so...
So you will listen to every goddamn word I have to say.
What is
that from? Wedding singer.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, you girls.
Okay, well,
Start again,
like I said,
Fiona.
we are pretty deep here at Two Brunettes and a Gay,
Yep.
unlike the guy in our last story. We have something to say. So, Celeste, your Tuesday takeaway.
Look, mine is. Now I've got to deal with the two of you laughing.
It's not me. Aaron's lost his nana.
It's not me. Aaron's lost his nana.
No, the last guy.
Okay.
The jokes are going to keep going.
Let's rein it in.
Yeah, okay, bring it
Okay,
in.
mine is somewhat controversial because it was something I was reminded of earlier this week, last week. And I thought, you know what? This isn't, in a lot of cases, a bad thing to live by.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said it to us, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and remember that. So what they told us was, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness.
Ooh.
Love it.
Go out there and do what you got to do. Take what's yours.
Within reason.
Within reason, exactly.
I'm not
That's why I said
telling
it's
you.
controversial. But go out there and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
Remind yourself that it's okay sometimes to do something a little bit out of the box.
Scalp those Taylor
Yes.
Swift tickets.
We do spend too much time trying to conform because we're so scared that we're going to get in trouble all the time.
How was that for reining it back into something wholesome?
Wow, yeah, you really changed the mood. Because I was about to lose my nana before. Good one, Celeste. Aaron, final thought.
My final thought, well, it's very timely, this one. Eophus, it's Petsy Murder.
Betsy Merda.
Is that, how do you say Petsy
Petsy
Murder? I kind of
Merda.
sound Scottish doing that. Petsy Murder.
You got to
Or
roll
is it-
the R.
No,
Eophus. So you're saying end of
Merda.
financial year is not a vibe for you?
It's not a vibe.
No.
Not a vibe at all.
At work.
It's hell.
Only a few days to go.
Thank God.
Yes.
Diana?
Okay. My takeaway from the week was if the toilet doesn't flush on a rainy day, don't wait for it to flood.
Very wise.
Call.
word.
It's like it's practical advice this week. 'Cause sometimes just it's the most simple advice that has the most profound effect, and it will stop the carpet from smelling like poo. So. That's my takeaway for the week.
Nice.
If you've enjoyed the show, everyone, please, and you are listening live, head to your favourite podcast platform and you can listen to the podcast. And, of course, if you're listening to the podcast and you want to listen live, download the Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app and you can listen to us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for joining us this show.
Now, have a fabulous week. And we'll see you
Next Tuesday.
Ciao, Adelaide.
It's your favourite trio, Two Brunettes and a Gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats, sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
So tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.